Hello, everyone. Welcome to another inspiring episode of Jankoti Live. Today, we are joined by Sneha Patak, an experienced HR and recruitment professional with over a decade of expertise in the talent acquisition, hiring strategy, who was connecting the right talent with the right opportunities. Sneha brings a practical insight into today's evolving hiring landscape as an entrepreneur herself and as a CEO of HireWise Solution. We shall understand how she sees the recruitment trends and what companies truly look for candidates. Thank you, Sneha, for joining us today. It's wonderful to have you on the show.
Thank you, ma'am, for having me. Thank you, John Kati, like Mr. Sitaram Jankoti, to give me this opportunity. And yeah, we can proceed further.
That's great. So before we go deeper into an insightful conversations on the career insights or hiring or on the hiring trends and all, we would start with your career journey. So Sneha, you have spent over 7 years in the HR across the administration or recruitment to the team management. What made you to choose HR as a career? And what was the biggest moment early on?
Okay, so um, I chose an HR because I have always been fascinated by the people, like how they work, what motivates them, and what environment or the culture bring out best into them. Now, if you ask me my aha moment, that came very early when I started working as an HR journalist and not as an HR recruiter or the administrator. So it was when I helped a team to solve a small conflict which was going among them, and that when I realized that HR is not about just creating the policies and doing the payrolls. It's more about creating the trust, a trust with the colleagues, with the subordinates, with the teammates, with the organization. That when and that day I saw like how a small conversation, um, I can say a small conversation shift the entire energy of then office. Later, when I now started working as an HR and now changing the organization, I realized that HR is giving me a chance to now for to shape the cultures and the careers. It's just over the time I understood that it's not just only of filling the positions, but it's a bridge between the people and people aspirations and organization goals. So I think if you are more inclined towards, you are the person who are more inclined towards the people. Now you are the one who likes to solve the conflicts. You like made amendments in the policies. You like to do payrolls. Then you should work as an HR.
That's great. Yeah, totally agree. So, uh, what you rightly said is like HR role is just not a transactional, it's more of a transformational in terms of, being that strategic partner for any organization, in terms of, building that trust and then not just fulfilling the role, but it's like shaping the talent and then, bringing that organization culture, nurturing that organization culture is very, very important. So rightly said. And then now, if you see in the India, the current HR challenges, right? For example, recruitment in the India has become extremely competitive, right? What are the top three mistakes company make while hiring, and how do we avoid them?
Okay, so in India, recruitment has now become a really competitive. Earlier, it was very straightforward. Companies could have relied on the newspaper, on the referrals, on the direct connect, now on the walk-ins. But today, the landscape has been totally changed. Now, with the job portals, with the LinkedIn, with the direct connect with people, have with each other. Now, candidates are getting more informed and they are getting multiple options. So this means companies are not only competing for the skills, but also for trust and attention. I must say that the challenge is now to stand out as an employer and not just an another vacancy. For me, the three mistakes what company is making while hiring, the very first point comes to my mind is hiring in hurry. So company push themselves to close the positions and compromise the fit. It's just like you are buying the shoes even when you don't need it, but just because they are available and not because they fit well. Later, it causes blisters on your foot. So I believe company should not hire, not in a hurry while hiring. The second point which comes to my mind is ignoring culture fit. Now here what I mean to say is many company focuses on technically skills and not and they literally forget the values. Now to give an example, I have seen a very strong technical person was being hired by an startup company. Now he was the person who had a very strict rules not to process to follow, and the company, whereas the company was a startup, he was more thrived into flexibility and quick changes. Now this results into conflicts, and the result both are unhappy. So companies should give equal importance to technical skill as well as the cultural fit. The third point I may said, many people will agree to this as well. It's poor candidate experience. Now, here, in short, if I can say, it's an delayed and unclear communication. Now, I have seen people, very good candidates, are getting dropped out because of delayed feedbacks. Now, this literally taught me that recruitment is also about the respect. Now, when I'm on the other side of the table, I really insist the hiring manager to be clear on your timelines. There should be a transparent conversation, and I insist that hiring managers should involve on the early stage because it really helps. Like, if I say a small gesture, like giving a quick email update to the candidates, feel them valued. And when candidates feel valued and respected, they are more likely to stay and join. So I really feel that companies should work on the feedback, on the not giving sending an email, making the candidate feel respected. So if the company can now mark to this point, so it will be really helpful for the vendors, for the candidates, and for companies as well. Yeah, that's what I feel.
That's a good point. So I truly agree. So there should be a transparent communication in terms of not just in terms of the schedule or the timeline commitments, what we are looking for, but the real culture, what we want to inculcate in the organization has to be clearly communicated. So true. And then now, if you see in terms of the modern HR practices, right, what kind of trends we see? So especially if you see the hybrid and the remote work is the new norm now, right? So how have you redesigned the HR policies or the engagements or the performance management system to the new reality?
Now, I would really like to answer this in short because I have been really now into my own firm. But since as far as I have worked as an HR and when the hybrid model came into introduced, so the hybrid work model has completely changed the way we used to manage the people earlier. Earlier, HR policies was more into tracking the attendance, making the fixed office hours, and now if we see flexibility is a key. So now instead of tracking the attendance, HR are more focused on the outcomes. Now, if you see, even the engagement moved online. Say like virtual town hall met a digital recognition. Now even the last where I have worked, even the fun activities was also virtual, where now the team can feel connected with each other. So with AI and automation, I feel that HR will shift from from paperwork to strategy. Now imagine boards handling leave approval and payrolls, and HR professionals are more focused on the coaching, on the trainings, on the innovations, on the culture. So I really believe, I feel that in next 3 to 5 years, HR professional will be more into, will act more as a business partner and not just an administrator who is running behind the company and just making out the policies and running out. So yeah,
So
that
true.
can I hope it will help.
That's the envision we see down the lane. You know, we play a very important role as a strategic transformation role. And then, we majorly focus in terms of how we can bring in more ethical AI-based or human-centered digital changes across the organization. That's true. And then now, as a woman in the HR leadership, what challenges did you face? And then what advice would you give to your HR professionals starting with their careers?
No, this is actually a very good question. So, as a woman in HR leadership, one challenge I always faced was making my ideas to be heard and respected. Okay. I learned that the best way of doing this is to back up my decisions and my data with the facts, facts and not just the intuitions. So my advice to the all young HR: keep building yourself with knowledge. Trust yourself and please don't ever avoid tough conversation. They often open big doors for you.
That's true. So there should be a clear layer of, credibility and the visibility with the real
Correct.
cultural expectations inbuilt so that, always there is the open space for us to talk about all the big conversations.
Yeah, women generally stay now. They just get a back foot when now some seniors or some male now drive the force entire. So they generally take the back foot. But I really feel we should not do that.
Yeah. And if a founder or a CEO is listening right now and wants to build a strong people culture, what are those top three, non-negotiable recommendations you suggest?
I really wish if the CEO is listening to it, and I really wish many CEO listen to this. I would answer this as being an employee of an company and not an employer of higher wise. The three simple things which I would request a CEO to do is: one, the transparency. The employee should always know where the company is heading. Second, the recognition. Even the small wins should be celebrated and not just the big wins should be celebrated. And lastly, I would say it should be consistency. Policy must be fair and applied equally with everyone, and it should be not biased to employees. So I really wish the CEO or the founders or any startup should really consider this as a suggestion and uh, should work on this.
Totally agree. There should be a clear trust enabled through the transparent communication, right from, giving the clarity in terms of where the organization is heading towards the vision they had to the having the fair policies, in place to have this honest communications is very, very important. So true.
I know. Now,
Yeah. Thank you so much. So now we will start with the rapid fire, questions for you. The first question would be one word that best describes your HR philosophy.
it should be empathy. People should have empathy with each other.
Yes. What is the biggest HR trends in 2026 that excites you the most?
Mm, it should be AI driven learning platforms.
Okay. And then high red flag that immediately makes you rejected a candidate.
Reject a candidate is a negative attitude towards your past employers. Never do that.
Okay. And then one thing companies should stop doing immediately in the HR function.
Micromanaging employees.
Okay. And what advice to your young self starting in HR?
Trust your instincts. They are more stronger than you think.
Good. Thank you for the insightful conversations, Neha, on career hiring and your modern HR practices to the trends, and more importantly, on the future role of the HR professional. Thank you so much for having on this show. Until next
Thank you,
time,
ma'am.
until next time, keep dreaming big and then building towards the boldly on the entrepreneur journey. This is Sunita signing off from the entrepreneur journey. Thank you.
Thank you.